Since there are so many possibilities online, guys can quickly locate a female who doesn't need anything of them. Men frequently decide that I am too much work since I have wants and feelings and am not some obliging robot. It's funny when women label their neuroticism and their excessive demands as needs or feelings, because ladies these days are so difficult to deal with. It's no wonder guys are only using them for sex. However, I'm getting dumped by so many men that it's starting to mess with my head. Miss Horton's main issue is that she has no idea what she means when she says, "I'm too much trouble to bother with," which means she's simply not worth dealing with anymore. Young, attractive girls are given more leeway in terms of dating because they are young and attractive. It's a cost-benefit analysis. For all you sports fans out there, the more skilled player X is, the more antics Team E will put up with. Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham Jr. quickly spring to mind for me. A female's youth and beauty make dealing with her foolishness worth it to some extent. Because of their talent and their performance on the field, teams put up with these guys being constant distractions in the locker room and in the media. Terrell Owens was also in that group. He was a major distraction in San Francisco, then moved to Philadelphia and blew up that locker room. He then did the same thing in Dallas, and teams were willing to put up with him, but when his abilities declined, he couldn't even get a contract with the Bengals. When he played for the Bengals, they made the decision, thanks but no thanks. When Amy Horton was younger and more attractive, guys put up with her nonsense. However, now that she is in her 30s, guys aren't trying to put up with her nonsense anymore. Instead of saying, "I'm too old to put up with you," she says, "I'm too much trouble to bother with," as if to suggest that men are the problem and not her dwindling beauty. Then she complains that there are girls out there who don't need anything. It's ridiculous that she implied that she wants stuff from these men. What specifically do you want from men? Do you want them to hold doors open for you? Do you want them to treat you with respect and act like gentlemen? You will soon turn 35 years old. You had the opportunity to dictate what men should do to you while you were in your 20s, but now that your sexual capital is practically worthless, you want to moan that other women your age have realized they have no right to set demands on men. What sense does that make when she then claims she won't compromise her standards? Miss Horton, you don't get to have standards anymore because you were abused and put away after the war. Okay, let's go on to next pointy. I demand common politeness thus. I am regarded as a pain in the ass, she continues, because your alternatives are limited. You'll accept what you can get. Guys today must have such low standards since they are usually surprised when I ask for courteous behavior. The level of lethargy among single men is shocking. It's no wonder none of them have girlfriends. Yes, if you want the pleasure of my company, I want you to organize a date. It needn't be fancy, but at least come up with anything. Now that she's resorted to name-calling, guys, you're a Dutch bag, no wonder girls don't like you. You don't have a girlfriend, no one you have a girlfriend. And you're no one. Females realize that the end is close and that their standards aren't that low. Horton, miss your expectations are excessively high compared to your marketable sexuality. You see, men are shocked when you ask for respect because you're 35, past the wall, and you don't act like a lady. This is another thing that women of all ages are grossly unaware of. You have to earn respect from men who are worth a damn. You don't just get to show up and get treated like a lady because you have 2 X chromosomes. In the past, treating a woman with respect was common because nearly every female was valuable. When I swipe right on a 30-something slut, the only thing I'm thinking about is when my Uber will pick me up after I've blown her back out for 6.5 minutes. I'm not there for small talk or her wonderful company, and neither is anyone else. By the way, Miss Horton, the reason these men don't have girlfriends is because they all know that they are unworthy of being committed to. As a result, they blow your backs out and bounce around like bad checks until you put your bra back on.